I've had love handles since I was 4.
What?
Boom, 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 yeah, get your kit off.
Oh great, so we're back on the vaginas.
It's bendy.
I actually took it to go away.
I welcome all penises here.
Don't shag cows.
Clitoris.
Please never do that in my house.
house.
Hello and welcome to Swipe, Match, Marry, the modern relationship and dating podcast. I'm James.
I'm Marny.
And I'm Steve.
Join us as we explore love, life and dating in London.
Do we have to adapt to find love?
How do you find and define your sexuality?
Has the internet ruined dating?
We're going to be discussing all of this and more as we attempt to unlock the code to modern dating culture.
Please be aware that this podcast contains adult content, sexual themes and strong language, which is the only reason why I'm here. Now let's get into the show.
Hello, welcome to.
Every
Sorry,
time.
no,
Every time.
don't stop it. I had to do that because I had to take the mick out of you, James. Because every single podcast we have that you start, we have a hello.
I start with hello. I do.
I think it's brilliant. I really do.
I've just heard myself.
I think it's brilliant. So welcome back to a very, very, very special edition of Swipe, Match, Marry. I'm Steve, and we have Marny here with us, and we also have James.
Hello.
Hello.
And we feel very official today because we're talking from our brand new... We're drinking from our...
We're talking from our mugs.
We're talking from our mugs. We're drinking from our brand new Swipe, Match, Marry personalised mug.
Basically, we've got merchandise now, thanks to Marny.
We don't have
Well, we don't. We've
And-
got individual mugs with our names on and our logo. We look at Instagram and Twitter. They will be on there by the time this comes out.
And the best thing is mine's filled with wine. So
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we're not having tea or coffee or hot chocolate. We're having
Because
Malbec.
it's finally Friday night.
It is recording on a Friday night, which is I like the song.
You're welcome.
So, with it being our autumn episode, I think we need a little progress update with what's happening in our lives.
Guaranteed, less progress than me than you two.
Probably.
Well,
yeah.
you think that?
Have you got another cat?
You
I
think
mean,
that?
what's going on?
No more cats. Sadly, I keep trying. Nothing new with me.
Nothing new.
Still happily fiancéed and planning the wedding next year.
Which,
Less than a year to go.
I mean, I'm so excited about my fridge magnet that I've
Yes,
got
you're
to
welcome.
save the date.
Save the date fridge magnets. Fiance's idea.
It's
Rather
brilliant
good.
because I put my shopping list underneath it, so I know when I need to get
Good.
stuff. And it also reminds me. It's great. See it
Good.
every day. With me, I'm still single.
Oh dear. Are you alright though?
Do you know what? I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy. And for a long time, I feel 100% absolutely, completely and utterly fine about being single.
That's good.
And I do feel that, like I've said in previous episodes, that this is a big part of my life, or has become a big part of my life. And I do think it's one of the key things that has helped me
What,
get
swipe,
there.
match, marry?
Yeah, swipe, match, marry.
Lovely.
I think that the nation's women's hearts are breaking one
They
by
are.
one.
What, I mean, someone snap him up. He's really nice.
Yeah, Steve's the eye candy.
Can we-
of Swipe,
Do you know
Match,
what
Marry.
happened today? Steve came into the room and mounted me.
Oh, I missed
I was
that.
lying on the sofa and Steve came in, gave me a hug, mainly because I was lazy and didn't get up, and Steve mounted me. Very nice mount, ladies. Should you wish. So that's
What
me
would you
and
score
you.
it out of 10?
I'd give it a 9.
A 9?
It was a good mount.
It's good, man.
Oh,
I like...
gosh.
I'd bear hug.
I don't think I'd like that. I'd find that a
Why
bit.
do you like that?
Well, I don't know. I was quite sweaty when I got here, so I think if someone then mounted and hugged me,
Marnie, I don't think I've ever told you how sexy I find you. Marnie, what's new with you?
I've got a boyfriend now.
Oh,
Oh,
Mom.
that's-
I know, an actual real life man.
Hang on.
That doesn't think I'm mad.
Is this Mr. Finsbury Park?
It is Mr. Finsbury Park.
Oh.
I love Mr.
Where did you
Finsbury
end?
Park.
Because we spoke about this a few episodes
Yeah,
ago.
I guess it was probably, I don't know, episode 5 or 6, like midway through, I said that I was going to Rowan's bowling in
You
Finsbury
were,
Park.
and I was a bit mysterious about this because I knew he lives near Finsbury Park.
Well, you weren't mysterious about it. You basically insinuated that I was going to shag him, and that was the only reason that I met him there.
Wait, that is true, because you put money on it.
I did. Oh, and I
And
lost
you,
the money, didn't
yeah,
I?
you did, and you owed me £10.
I gave you £10.
And you did give me £10. To be fair, you did fulfil your side.
did you
of the bet.
really?
Yeah, you
I did. Well, me and Marny, because we missed out on the Crystal Maze
Oh.
thing. Well, there was an emergency slot on Marny's team, so I kind of came in as
Oh, yes.
first cover.
Yeah.
And
Spurs cover.
Spurs cover, stagey quote. And I transferred the money, but then I also transferred an extra £10.
That's very nice.
That's
On Crystal Maze, you enjoyed it, right? Because I'd been,
yeah.
and you guys were new to it.
I mean, can we just appreciate what I'm wearing?
Yes, girl. Crystal Maze t-shirt. I've got one upstairs, but it's not as nice as that. They are opening one in Manchester.
I heard,
Brand new
yeah.
one.
And I believe by the time this comes out, Crystal Maze would have been on TV
Yeah,
for
the
Stand Up
special
for Cancer on Channel 4.
And is David Tennant
Yes.
presenting it?
No,
Oh.
Stephen
Oh.
Merchant.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Stephen.
And
Stephen
I believe Maureen Lipman has played Mumsy, and Richard O'Brien makes a little cameo. But it's
Oh,
brilliant,
fab.
isn't
Oh my
it?
god,
Yeah.
it's so good.
We had such
You
a good
should do
time.
it.
And Marny, we smashed it, didn't we?
We were sick.
Like, we walked into the Crystal Dome with 13 crystals.
Right.
And
Oh my god, you got more, didn't you?
did you get
14
one?
both times.
Oh,
Both
in
times? You've been
Benjamin.
twice?
Yeah, I've been twice.
Yeah, because he did that gay one, didn't he?
Excuse me,
why are
gay
you
is a
saying that?
derogatory term. I did a drag one to raise money for the Terence Higgins Trust.
What, you went in as a drag queen?
No, we went in with drag queens and they gave us little extra things to do to win a pink crystal.
Oh, that's fun.
I had
Oh.
to, imagine, in the first in the first zone for us, which was the Aztec zone, I had to do a catwalk
Oh shit.
in the sand
Oh god.
in front of like friends. One of which is a choreographer.
Well, at least you were doing it in front of friends and not strangers.
No, that's very true. But
Yeah.
you loved it. And
It was an amazing time.
It's really good. It's
and
worth the money. It's
I
like just
will
over 60
definitely
quid.
be going again.
Yeah.
The best thing about it was when I checked in on Facebook, the amount of people who don't know about this Crystal Maze experience still don't, like people out of London. They were like, oh my god, because they heard about the TV series coming back in. They were kind of like, oh my god, you're going on the Crystal Maze, that's
shit, they thought you
amazing,
were
not
doing the
realising that it's just a
TV.
one-off special for stars. They're like, let me know when it's been broadcasted, we'll see it. And I was like,
Oh.
guys, if only
Oh my
it was going to be
days.
broadcasted. But do you know what would be nice if it ever did came back and if I ever did go on it properly? I'd go in there with the confidence knowing that
Oh
I
my
could
god,
do
you
it.
would smash it. Steve
Yeah.
did the very first, because I was team captain of.
Yes.
And Steve did the first one and he just nailed it. It was really good.
What was your task?
I had a physical, and we were in the sci-fi one,
Yep.
the futuristic zone.
It wasn't the lasers, was it?
It was in the lasers.
Oh, Simon smashed that as well.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
But what was really hard was the laser came in, hit the reflector, and then bounced back. But you could still see the beam, but that wasn't a beam that caused a thing. So I thought there was twice as many lasers
Right.
as there was actually. But I ended up getting bored like halfway through. So I went down to the floor and kind of did this like little Spider-Man shuffle
did
on my
little
hands.
Did you
Like-
feel like Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment?
I did,
Yeah.
but just less sexy.
Well, less catsuity.
Less catsuity.
And did Mr. Finsbury Park go?
Well, actually, Mr. Finsbury Park did go because the two people that dropped out were my brother and his girlfriend. So Steve had a ticket and Mr. Finsbury Park had a ticket.
Oh.
And Mr. Finsbury Park nailed his challenges, but he also got smashed in the face with a carabiner and cut his chin.
He did, didn't
Yeah.
And got what?
He cut his chin.
Cut his chin.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a drama, but
Poor
he,
Mr.
he
Finsbury
powered
Park.
through, so it was
he?
fine.
He was very
good.
energetic. And
So,
Yeah.
it's obviously going very well. How is it being back in a relationship?
Oh, it's lovely. It's really different to any relationship I've ever been in, mainly because all my other relationships were really terrible, which is what I've realised now, which is probably why I was really like, I hate men and I love being single.
It's funny, isn't it? When you meet that guy, it feels easy.
Yeah, we just went on holiday together.
That
I
is
know.
big
Spent
steps.
a week in Turkey.
Amazing. You went to Turkey. How was it?
Oh, it was beautiful. It is beautiful. I've never been before, and the coastline's beautiful. The sea is beautiful. It was lovely, really nice. I slept in a hammock most days.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Yeah, it was great.
I did that in Mexico. I went for a little siesta after my lunch, and I just used to sit in a hammock by a park next to
That's the
home.
dream,
That's
isn't it?
good.
When you can sleep after a meal.
Yeah.
That's every girl's dream.
We went on holiday. We were going to go for a beach holiday, so we ended up in Stockholm. We went to visit a friend, and then some more friends and other friends. So we ended up doing a bit of a Swedish tour, and then we went to Copenhagen.
I need to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Because you did something that was on the verge of, like, acts of love to each other, didn't you?
Oh, well, a bit. Are you talking about how Simon and I tattooed each other?
Yes.
Yes, we did. We went to visit Simon's best friend from school in Stockholm, who's a tattoo artist, a rather brilliant one, will tweet his account because he's incredible. And he lives in Stockholm with his absolutely stunning model girlfriend and their dog Taco. So when we
That's
were
a
all,
good name
it's
for
a
a
brilliant
dog.
name, and the dog is gorgeous. So we were already going to another part of Sweden to visit another friend, so we thought we'd go to Stockholm and I could meet Lee for the first time. And Simon got his first tattoo, and I got my third tattoo. But while Simon was getting his done, Lee turned over and was like, "Oh, do you want to do a bit?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, okay, fine, no problem."
So hang on, do you want to do a bit on Simon?
Yeah, on Simon.
So you had you were able to give him the answer of what you wanted to do rather than Simon having any choice
No,
whatsoever.
we just drew a bit, you idiot.
No, I just did a bit of colour, infill. So it wasn't like making any design choices.
Yeah, but did
just...
Simon have a choice whether you...
No, we
inked
just
him?
did a bit of colour on each other, like a tiny little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Simon not mind you colouring in?
No, it was a very insignificant patch in a very sort of dense tattoo with lots of colour, and there was a little patch that I just filled in with lavender, and he did the same on me.
Cool, so he got his own
afterwards.
back.
Because everyone was getting very dramatic on social media, going, "I can't believe he did that tattoo, it's so brilliant,
Oh,
it's
Lord
so gorgeous."
above.
And I was like, it's only a tiny bit, like he didn't do the whole thing. I mean, he needs to change careers.
I'd
if he's
suck
that
it
good.
up. I'd suck it up, be like,
You
yeah,
do what, sorry?
suck it up.
Oh, right.
Soak it or suck it?
Soak it.
So,
Soak it.
I'd suck it up.
Oh, suck it. Oh, you did
Yeah.
mean suck it.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Okay, good.
No, I meant soak.
Oh,
I'd
fucking hell.
soak it up.
Soak or suck. Welcome to Steve. Steve's new
Oh my
show.
God.
Either way, I don't mind.
You can branch out.
Oh.
No, but
Anyway.
it was a very good holiday, and yes, we're still very happy, and yes, it's very good, very nice.
Oh, lovely. Now, before we proceed with actually talking about anything relevant to our podcast, I have got a bit of a confession to make. So,
You haven't listened to a single episode.
no, I've listened to them all.
Oh, good.
I was talking to my mum about the podcast and sort of explaining to her what it was and what it was about. She was a bit sort of not sure about whether she wanted to listen to it, and I was like, there are episodes that you absolutely cannot listen to at all. And I think out of the 2 teasers and the 10 episodes, there's like 2 that she can listen
Oh,
to. And I
really?
downloaded the podcast app and put it on her iPad for her. And she listened to Marny's Date Questions, which was teaser 2. And the first thing that she said was she didn't listen to it. She's probably never going to listen to it ever again.
Oh, lovely.
Because she felt like she was listening at the bedroom door and she was eavesdropping on a conversation that she felt she shouldn't be listening to, which I thought was quite interesting. And then the second thing that she said was that she was livid with me because actually the potato question is her question.
You're a thief.
And she was absolutely livid that I'd stolen her question.
And that
basically.
question...
So-
And she told me this the first day that she met Mr. Finsbury Park, and then she got really shitty and was like, I can't even ask Mr. Finsbury Park now what his favourite potato is, because I bet you already know. And she got really arsey with me. So she's not going to be listening to this, but this is a public apology to my mother for stealing the potato question.
So did she ask you what your favourite potato was?
She asks everyone she meets what their favourite potato is.
Oh, so maybe
That's
you
how
just-
she gauges someone's
But it's
personality.
potato dish, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
it's not whether you like a Maris Piper.
Or whether you would be...
Yeah,
A
or you're
potato,
not being a
yeah.
potato. It's your favourite style of cooking a potato.
So maybe you just took it in subconsciously.
I think she should be fucking flattered and she needs to get off her high horse.
Oof. Hello.
I love
There's a
you,
swear
Mum.
word there.
My dad is a massive fan. I'm quite surprised.
Is he listening?
He was driving up to Manchester, taking my sister to her second year of university, and he said, unprompted, "Oh, I haven't listened to the latest episode of James's podcast yet. Put it on, Caroline."
Oh,
I was very impressed.
that's good.
I feel like he knows more about me through this than any other
I
method.
know, it is rather shocking, isn't it?
I haven't told my parents about it.
Have you
At
not?
all.
Well, I kind of
Give
have
them a business card.
I kind of have a little bit, but they're great and they're supportive. But I was just kind of like, it's not your cup of tea. Don't even worry about it.
Can you imagine? They might just find it. They might just go, "Oh, I've heard this great new podcast."
But they don't listen to podcasts. I don't even know if they can find the podcast app on
No,
their
I had to
iPads
put
or
mine on my
something.
mum's iPad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I feel like we've had a 20-minute digression into our lives. Sorry, everyone.
Well, it's the autumnal
fine.
episode.
So I feel like because we are nearing Halloween, there is a subject that I have been trying to shoehorn into an episode since day one, and we've never quite found a way to get it in. But because it's nearly Halloween, I want to talk about ghosting. Ooh. That's right, everyone. Now, because I think that me rambling on about what ghosting is going to take forever, and I probably won't do a very good job of it, I have got the...
Are you stalling because you're finding it on your phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on my phone.
I have got the...
Is it the Urban Dictionary?
I've got the Urban Dictionary version of what it is.
Yeah.
Ghosting. The act of suddenly ceasing all communication with someone the subject is dating, but no longer wishes to see. This is done in hopes that the ghostee will just get the hint, in inverted commas, and leave the subject alone, as opposed to the subject simply telling them that they are no longer interested. Ghosting is not specific to a certain gender, and is closely related to the subject's maturity and communication skills. Many attempt to justify ghosting as a way to cease dating the ghostee without hurting their feelings, but in fact proves the subject is thinking more of themselves, as ghosting often creates more of a confusion to the ghostee than if the subject just kindly stated how they felt.
I mean, that's a very intellectual definition.
I know, it's quite a good one that I found there,
It's
whoever
not
did
very
that.
urban.
It's not
It's
very
not
urban,
very urban
that.
at all, but it is a fairly accurate description of what ghosting is.
Cool. I had an idea of, I thought it was the case of, which I'm wrong, is when you no longer want to see someone but you almost fade them out.
There is something called a slow fade that I
slow
also
fade.
found on Urban Dictionary
Fine.
that is
So
related.
that's what I thought ghosting
Yeah,
was. It's a
so
slow fade.
slow fade is kind of a way of kind of making someone feel that you're still present in their life. So you might like something on Instagram, or you might, I don't really know what Facebook is. Do you tick a box? Do you tick something?
You
Or
like-
do you do a
You've got a
thumbs up?
like
You like
button.
something. So that person might be sitting around with their friends going, well, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him for 4 weeks, but he did like my picture on Instagram, so what's that all about?
God, I feel so old.
That's a slow fade, I think, is probably what the kids
Yeah.
call a slow fade. I mean, I don't
Doesn't
really
it just
know.
make you cringe a little bit?
Yeah.
That this is what society's...
Well, they
come to?
communicate through passive-aggressive likes and
I mean,
favourites and all that.
it's scary.
It's a bit
Like,
scary.
here's me sat with my flat cap on, feeling like a granddad.
I think ghosting is just cowardice, and I think it's people that can't deal with letting anybody down or just having
It's
a
just
bit of
easy.
balls about it. It's
just,
easy.
Yeah.
It's just the easy thing to do, isn't it? Rather than picking up the phone or actually meeting someone face to face and kind of seeing it on their face that you've hurt them.
But
It's
then-
just if you just disappear from their life.
Yeah.
And I think it's very connected to meeting someone online because, for instance, I'll use Mr. Finsbury Park as an example. We have a shared history because a few years ago we used to work together, and so we still have like friends and mutual colleagues that we know. James is one of those people. So if Mr. Finsbury Park had like fucked me over or vice versa, I would say it to one of our mutual friends and it wouldn't make either of us look very good. But if you meet someone on Tinder, you've got no shared history, you've got no mutual friends, it's not like it's your next door neighbour, your mate hasn't set you up. So essentially you can just ghost them and disappear from their lives and it's easier.
Yeah, and I think when you start relationships or when you start speaking to people and meeting people, and you always kind of keep on the same format of how you met. Like, I found it a couple of times where I'll find myself WhatsApping a person, and that's the main focus of our
Because
communication.
that's sort of how it started, you
Yeah,
mean?
because that's how it started.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
then you as well. So if people start on Facebook, because obviously there's Facebook stalking, and you see a profile picture and you go, oh my God, I know them. We've got so many mutual friends. She looks hot. I might add her.
Yeah.
Add her as a friend, and they see, oh, we've got so many mutual friends. Brilliant. Okay, confirm. Then you see the odd likes coming up here and there, and then all of a sudden there's a little private message. And that's where the build of the relationship almost starts, or the build of the conversation starts. Then it's almost like for it to all of a sudden disappear and go away. It's because it's built from just digital
Yeah,
words
of
and likes
course.
and buttons.
You can also flirt on social media without actually saying anything at all. You can just like and favourite and
But
poke.
this is the thing.
Poke? Do people
But
poke?
No.
That was a
yeah.
thing on Facebook when I was on Facebook.
But mind you, you say it's a thing. I suddenly got a notification of a reminder that I'd got 24 pokes on Facebook.
Oh, gosh.
I like the
I
way
look-
you say poke.
Poke.
Yeah, it's nice.
But then you look.
Oh,
Try it
yeah,
again.
it's nice.
No.
Poke.
Oh.
We hope you're enjoying the chat so far. If you want to get in touch with us or share your dating stories, you can follow us on Twitter at @SwipeMatchMarry. Now let's get back to the podcast. So, off the back of ghosting, there are other buzzwords that I would like to talk about, which are things, terminology that has been conjured up essentially to just describe something that has happened to
With
online dating people. And one of those things is catfishing. Now, do we all know what catfishing is?
No, yes, I do. No, that is where you have now correct me if I'm wrong, you have an online persona that you make up. And you put yourself online, like on Facebook or whatever, and you talk to people, and you have a made-up character. So I'm Susan, and I live on my own, but online I'm Derek, a hot gay guy, and I want to talk to hot gay guys, and so I find pictures online to, I can steal off another Facebook account and then put them on my Facebook account and just pretend to be somebody else.
James is exactly right, but I will just do the Urban Dictionary definition for it, because it's a short one. It's luring someone into a relationship by means of a fictional online persona. So, about 10 years ago, a beautiful documentary got made by some American students that were filming the progress of their friend's relationship with a woman that he had met online. Mm-hmm. I can't quite remember the means of which they met, but they started Facebooking each other. She had a beautiful Facebook profile. He became friends with her friends on Facebook. They spoke on the phone. He would phone her house and speak to her mum, and then she would put her on the phone. She had a younger sister that also had a Facebook profile. And his friends found this quite interesting. They started filming the kind of progress of it. So it was a sort of very hands-on documentary style film, and it's a lovely film. And about halfway through the film, the guy decides that he's going to drive across America and surprise this woman.
Wow.
And he knocks on her door, and a mid-40-year-old, fairly overweight woman with a husband and 2 disabled children answered the door. And it transpired that this woman that he had essentially fallen in love with, spoken to on the phone, felt like he'd met her friends and family via online mediums, didn't exist. She'd just made her up. Oh, she'd cut and pasted photographs from the internet. All of the Facebook profiles she had set up with fake emails that she had set up. It kind of proves how easy it is to do. Anyway, then there was loads of controversy surrounding that film about whether they'd faked it or not.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I've seen the movie and it's wonderful.
It's a beautiful film. Watch the film, don't watch the MTV series. Mm-hmm. Basically, the film is beautiful. There was lots of controversy then surrounding it about whether it was fake or not, because nobody believed that this kind of gorgeous 21-year-old guy would just fall for a woman online. And I don't know whether it's faked or not. It's really hard to tell, but there was a bit of controversy.
It felt very genuine.
It felt really genuine.
It's so sad that people feel like they have to do that they're so unhappy in their lives.
I think she did have a very difficult life. She had
God, if she's got 2 disabled children, then you understand the release of why she's doing it.
It was an absolute outlet for her, wasn't it? It was just her way of coping.
It's such a shame that it just went so far.
Yeah. Anyway, then MTV basically picked up the kind of format of it and made it into a really trashy
they just hunt
TV
people down,
series where they just hunt people down. So that's the reason why it's called catfishing.
Right, okay. I understand now. It's not like
saying you're a fish when you're actually a cat.
Yeah, but
But good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I don't want to say anything.
See, in my head, I'm picturing my 2 cats coming into the room dressed as fish now.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
So that's catfishing. So my next thing...
Just look at your nails, Marny. They're different colours.
Oh, I know. They're excellent, aren't they? My next thing is good old Netflix and chill.
Oh,
everyone know what Netflix and chill
means.
Has anyone been caught out by Netflix and chill? I have
definitely not.
I've been caught out by the fact that I genuinely just want to
watch a film.
Let's just watch a film and have some food and just chill out, rather than. And you say to someone, "Oh, do you just want to have a Netflix and just chill out?"
Yeah.
But then I've changed it to, "Do you just want a Now TV and a takeaway?"
Oh, that's good. Now TV, is that the new?
That's Sky.
Well, no. It's
Sky.
I don't have Now TV. I just still go on Netflix. But it's
just avoids confusion.
It just avoids confusion. It makes me sound, yeah.
So, just for any listener that doesn't know what Netflix and chill is, I have one friend who is a guy who is 32 and up until very recently didn't know what it was, and a girl got in touch with him on Tinder and said that they should Netflix and chill, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I love watching films, and that's great. So and she was like, oh, you don't know what it means, do you? Poor idiot. So the Urban Dictionary definition of Netflix and chill is, it means that you're going to go over to your partner's house and fuck with Netflix on in the background.
And fuck with Netflix.
It actually says fuck on
I mean,
the
I
Urban
don't think
Dictionary.
I don't think it's the same person that wrote
The ghosting one.
the ghosting one.
No.
They're very different.
So that's what Netflix and chill is,
Okay.
just in case anyone didn't know.
If you did have a moment of passion with Netflix on in the background, what would you choose?
What to have on in the background?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that I really like RuPaul's Drag Race, and I think that would be a bit weird getting down to sex with.
Yeah, lip sync for your
It's
life.
time to lip sync for your life and bring back my girls. I think I'd find that quite funny.
You'd just want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, though, wouldn't you? And
Always,
not
I've
actually
watched
want
it
to.
again and again. I just love it.
What would you Netflix and chill to?
Oh, I don't know, because again, I'd probably just want to be like, let's watch The Good Wife, let's have a bit of feminist drama on, and then probably just want to watch that.
Yeah, but then you get involved with the story and then
I
you're
did.
like,
I
get
have
off.
never seen the end of Zombieland because I did end up copping off with someone halfway through that, and I don't know how that finished.
Zombieland?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't
weird.
think
Romantic.
It's- I don't- Well, you see, I wouldn't pick anything romantic, but I wouldn't pick anything funny, because if you're getting down to it and then all of a sudden they drop a punchline and then all of a sudden you start laughing during the middle of it.
Yeah,
it's
but surely
quite-
if you're getting on with it, you're not listening out, are you?
Am I allowed to do a Netflix plug?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm incredibly proud of a friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
So a friend of mine has a character called Miranda Sings, and Colleen, and I brought Colleen over to London 7-8 years ago when she started the character, and we've been friends ever since. And she has got her own Netflix series,
That's amazing.
which has started this month. So Haters Back Off. Please watch it. It's
Do you know what?
Oh,
dark as all hell, and it's brilliant.
So now, when you look up something on the Urban Dictionary and you scroll down to the bottom, there are things that are linked to what you've been looking up, so you sort of can follow a trail. And I came across something called a dog in a bathtub. Now, does anyone know what this means? Because I had to screenshot this because I couldn't.
I have no idea, but I think Steve and I should both guess.
I think you should both guess what a dog in a bathtub is.
Oh, I have an idea.
Go on.
Go for it.
It's not when you shit in a bath.
Okay.
No.
That is fine. Surreal.
Like a hot dog in a bathtub.
Is it like a girl that is so dirty she can never clean herself up? How is that funnier than
Why
Steve's?
does it have to be a girl? Why can't
Because
it
you call her a
both
dog.
be?
Oh, she's a dog.
Okay, well, you're both wrong, so I'm going to read this out and I'm going to try my best not to laugh. I'm going to
on,
try and do it without laughing.
Good luck.
Okay. Dog in a bathtub. This is a proper name for when you attempt to insert your nuts into a girl's ass.
Sorry.
So,
Insert your nuts
Yeah, you like your balls. You scrotum.
into a girl's arse.
Into a girl's arse.
in the
as well,
bath.
as well as your penis.
No.
So this doesn't have to be in the bath.
It is so named because it can be just as hard keeping a dog in the tub while giving it
I have never heard of balls being put inside anybody.
I have watched a dog in a bathtub once, and it is
and it
very
is hard.
hard.
They don't like
It's
it.
really hard. They don't like
squirm
it.
away.
Is it worth the effort?
I don't know what the outcome would be.
I mean, I don't have
very-
balls, but
no.
I can't imagine shoving them into something
But they're
really
very-
small like
they're
that is
very-
good.
They're very
Delicate.
tender and delicate. I treat mine with respect. Like, if someone just taps it and I'm in agony, why would I want to, force it into something tight?
Quite.
That is one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Yeah. Thank you, Urban Dictionary.
Can you believe your dad's going to listen to this?
Yeah, your dad's
Now,
going
James?
to
Oh.
listen to this, Jane.
Hi, Dad.
Anyway, what's next? Let's change the tune.
Well, because it's autumnal and because, it's sort of Halloween time, I have found some horror stories about
What, like an
orgies.
Oh, Christ.
Yes, because, maybe orgies are terrifying. Hands up, yes.
I've never had an orgy.
Have you not?
No.
Okay, well,
I've never had a threesome either.
Right.
It's on the bucket list.
Is
Thank
it?
God.
Yeah, well, why not?
Well, quite.
Maybe I just need to go on Thrinder for a bit.
Well, you could.
Do you have to join with your partner though, or are you like the secret sexy
I
single?
could be the odd one.
You could be the +1.
What's good about that is that you could just like turn up at someone's flat, fuck them senseless, and then leave.
Yeah, I mean,
Marny.
that sounds
Good
great.
Lord.
I don't think I could do that.
Oh
Sorry.
God, sorry James. Tell us about your
I
orgies.
don't know if I want to now.
No, it's fine.
Not my orgies. It's not my orgy
Are
stories.
you sure, James? You're opening your diary.
Right, this one is called the 911 Emergency. American entry. I was at an orgy. By the way, I'm saying I. This is this person.
Okay.
Zachary Newman.
Oh, you can't
Don't
say his
say
name.
someone's name.
It's in the thing. It's fine.
Okay.
It's published. Maybe he
Okay.
gave permission. I was at an orgy where a guy in his 20s had a heart attack. He took Viagra before the party, which was common, and then he had some poppers mid-coitus, which was also common. Apparently the mix of the two caused him to go into cardiac arrest. An ambulance was called and luckily saved him. Ruined the mood for everybody else, though.
Well, at least he's alive.
Oh God.
No.
But what a way to go.
I'm sorry I said it in such
No,
a
he's not
jolly
dead.
outcome.
I know, but what a way to go.
Viagra and poppers.
So
Never done either of those
So he had a
things.
cardiac arrest while someone was in him.
I don't know.
Mid-coitus. Well, it said mid-coitus.
Mid-coitus, yes. Well, that's awkward, isn't it?
Bless him.
That's kind of horrific, isn't it?
Well, at least he's alive to tell the tale.
Ruin the mood for everyone else, I imagine. Next, the unhappy host. There were 5 of us, each green in the act of group sex. I'm sorry. Oh,
Green?
green.
Oh, green
Green.
means like, green behind the
New.
ears. New.
Unfortunately, there was an odd man out. I thought I said old man. There was an odd man out, and it happened to be the gentleman who hosted the party. You could tell he wasn't having any of it. All of a sudden, there was a knock at the door. 5 new people arrived, and all of the original guests' clothes were in a bundle outside. The host had replaced us.
Oh my God! How can you just rustle up 5 people that want to have fucking sex with you?
I don't know.
In the space of 5 minutes.
Gumtree.
Gumtree. Oh my God! Can you,
can't
even
advertise
bear it? You
sex
can't
on
put an
Gumtree.
orgy
That's-
on Gumtree.
That's for old TVs and
you can sell
wardrobes.
anything on Gumtree.
I don't know if I can read the next one.
Go on.
The
Shall I read
title, yeah, the title is The Bloody Mess. Good luck.
Oh my god.
Marty's
I
going
don't
to appreciate
I
this.
think it's
I don't
got
know
something
this
to do
text
with a
figure.
period.
Oh wow. Oh, I've just seen the picture below.
Don't look at the picture, just read
It
it.
looks like something out of Hostel.
I think it is.
It was a first orgy for my friends and me, so we kept the lights off. It was really hot, and I remember thinking how incredibly wet I was.
Oh
I guess
gosh.
this is a woman.
But it wasn't until after we turned the lights on that I realised I started my period mid-through, and it went everywhere. It looked like a scene from a horror film. Not only were we all covered in my period blood, but
Very
it had
efficient.
soaked into my mattress and stained the sheets. Oh no. I was so embarrassed that I put on my clothes in silence and left. So it wasn't even, was it her bed?
No, it wasn't her
So
bed.
she just bled in someone's bed and then just popped the
That,
clothes on and
but I
left.
have that poor girl. I mean, that's traumatising.
Oh, bless
It is
her.
horrible.
I mean,
I'm
No,
so
but-
glad you elected to read one.
I don't mind. I think Marny should read the next one.
Yeah, I agree.
What is the next one?
Have you found one?
This is called The Pre-Wedding Disaster.
Oh, brilliant. I love weddings, me.
That's awkward.
Jokes. My husband and I were part of an orgy the night before our friend's wedding. While everyone was having sex in the honeymoon suite, my drunk female roommate cried on the couch, naked. It was kind of hard to fuck with that as a background noise, so I tried to carry her naked body back to her room. Security stopped me, in bold, because apparently carrying a drunk naked girl through the hall of a hotel doesn't look so good.
There is so much wrong with that.
So hang on, the bride and groom were having sex.
No, I
In the
don't
honeymoon
really
suite.
know. I think
Everyone, it
I
says.
mean,
Everyone
just
was having
literally
sex.
everybody had a fucking massive orgy before their mate's wedding.
It was kind of hard to fuck with that as background noise.
Also, I'm sorry, there's no backstory here about why that poor girl was crying. I want a bit
Maybe
of
she
context.
just felt insecure.
Maybe she was upset because she felt left out, or maybe she was upset because she felt a bit fat. Maybe she didn't like a bridesmaid's dress. I mean, who knows? There's so many questions there.
I think we're reading too deep into these.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well,
I
to
think
be
it's more
fair.
the act that he had to carry this naked woman through the through the hotel.
Yeah, it's not so good. It's a bit Belinda Blinked, isn't it, that? They're always naked in a hotel in that. If anyone listens to My Dad Wrote
I mean,
a Porno.
you've just-
I mean, everyone should listen to My Dad Wrote a Porno. It's my absolute favourite. Unfortunately, I can't get through it without wetting myself on the train.
You actually wet yourself on the
You
train?
wet yourself on the train.
No, I didn't wet myself on the train.
I've
but
got a
it's
friend
figure
of a friend
speech.
who wet herself on a train, and she sat on an old Evening Standard and pissed on it and then walked away.
How lovely.
Isn't that shocking?
That is shocking. Pissed on it and walked away. So when you pick up that paper...
She like pissed through her knickers and her tights onto an Evening Standard.
I mean,
and then-
I've got a story for you, but we
Changed
can't
carriages.
have the record button while it's on.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's for later. That's a teaser for you. Right, last one. This is called The Picture Perfect Night.
Ooh.
Something tells me it's not going to be picture perfect. My boyfriend of 3 years broke up with me, and I had the opportunity to go to a sex party, so I brought a friend. Sure.
So many questions already.
Yeah. While there, we ran into my ex. I ended up getting trained by my friend and 3 other guys. Sorry, trained.
I don't know what that means.
Trained.
Does that mean like
Oh, like the human caterpillar film, but not like having your bits sort of sewn onto somebody, just like fucking it.
Well, I hope not.
So
So in a line.
she got trained by her.
So does that mean like someone's got their penis in an ass?
I
So like,
So
I
if
think
you-
we need to Urban Dictionary this.
No, I think we need to go Twitter. Please help us at Swipe Match Marry.
Mary,
If you know what
what
trained
does
is,
trained
please let
mean?
us know because we are far too.
I mean,
Angelic.
I'm 30 now. I don't know what that means.
I ended up getting trained by my friend and 3 other guys. My ex yelled at them to go at me harder as he forced my head down on his dick. The next morning, as I left with a hangover, the host of the party showed me a picture they took. It was of me, my ex, and our friend all cuddled naked on one of the beds. Yikes. Well, I think that's least of their worries. That sounds quite
I'm
nice.
slightly worried about that you go
hell?
to sex parties and they take photos.
I know, you don't want
Yeah,
that on
that's a
display.
bit weird, isn't it?
That's
actually?
a bit too bad.
Lord.
I mean, that's a whole other thing, isn't it?
I mean,
Taking photos.
I thought these would be funny. I'm genuinely shocked by them.
Well, they're horror stories. It's for Halloween, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, I'd give them a treat.
What kind of treat?
A
Training.
fun size Mars bar.
Okay.
A fun size, a fun size.
Well,
bar?
they've got to go around, haven't they? I can't afford full size Mars bars.
They can have a
Yeah.
vegan, gluten-free bar if they come to my door.
Or a poached egg.
A poached egg?
Oh, I'd love a poached egg. If I went trick or treat and they gave me a poached egg, I'd be like, happy days.
That's a hugely impractical treat.
I'd just eat it there and then. I'd be
Surely
like,
a boiled egg would be better because then you can just take it
No,
away.
What are you doing? It's trick or treat. Like sweets, please.
I like an
No.
egg. I do like an egg.
I'd
I'm a
have an
big
egg.
fan of eggs.
Okay.
Or if you went down the street and then someone gave you eggs and someone gave you bation, someone gave you sausage, someone gave you some beans, like you could have a full English.
It would
down
be
the
the
street.
weirdest and worst Halloween ever.
Well, if you almost just like a Halloween buffet.
Last year for Halloween, Simon and I decided we were going to a Halloween party, and we spent quite a lot on what our costume was going to be. We were going to go as White Walkers from Game of Thrones, and I got the flu, and we didn't go.
Yeah, you didn't go. I remember because me and a group of friends went to Ministry of Sound, and we went as Toy Story if they had have actually been burnt in the furnace at the end of Toy Story 3.
No spoilers.
That makes me sad.
And there was 8 of us, and we were like fucked up Toy Story, and I was Buzz Lightyear. Hashtag just saying.
It was very cool.
And we were cool.
Very
That's
cool.
amazing. I went as a zombie, and I had they put thingy on my face. You know that moulding wax.
Oh yeah.
So it looked like I had a bullet hole.
That's cool.
But as I sweated, this bullet hole moved down my
like,
face
slid down your
slowly.
face.
So I got home and it was on my cheek. I didn't realise it had moved.
Did it just look like some kind of weird mole by that point?
Yeah.
Like a big sweaty
And there's
mole?
just a big long bloodline of where it
dear.
had gone.
So that's it for the autumnal episode of Swipe Match Marry. Thank you very much for listening, and we will be back for our festive edition.
Oh, I can't wait.
For Christmas.
For Christmas.
We're going to talk about Jesus and Christian mingling.
I mean, we could talk about Christian Mingle if you like. We mentioned
Maybe
that
we should make
previous
Steve
episode.
go on Christian mingle. No, that's not fair to the Christians.
It's not
Let's
fair
not
to
do
the Christians. Come on, I just feel guilt.
Each to their own.
I am going to bring my sleigh bells though.
Oh, what? Mm-hmm. Does that mean, is that like a euphemism for your balls?
Dog in a bath.
You literally can't speak.
Because I'm shocked and I think I need more wine.
Speechless. Alright, goodbye everybody. Thanks for listening.
Bye everyone. See you at Christmas.
Bye 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 bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Swipe, Match, Marry. Please remember to subscribe using the podcast app so you don't miss out on any future episodes.
If you're braving the world of dating, or even if your dating days are behind you, we'd love to hear from you on Twitter. Give us a shout at Swipe, Match, Marry.
And as always, we hope that next swipe leads to a match and maybe even a lifetime of happiness.